All right, welcome back to yet another episode of Get Hooked. What's up, y'all? This is Yvonne, and of course, my co-host
Dennis is here. How you doing? Hey, it is April, and we are back with the latest episode.
Man, I'm so excited to be here. Whew, it's been a crazy year and a half, and
It has.
I'm just, man, I'm grateful to be here and still on the airwaves. Grateful to be connected with all of our listeners and our tow partners out there. So man, summer's around the corner. What?
Outside is opening up again.
Man, I know. I'm so excited. I'm just like looking out my window. What's that song that's like something, 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 something? I don't know the words, guys, but you know what I'm talking about. Where you're like looking out the window, you're like, I just want to go back outside. But yes, outside is opening back up again, as everyone at the Florida Tow Show can attest to. Unfortunately, we were not at the Florida Tow Show, but that's okay. We weren't planning on it. We wanted to make sure that we took a few more weeks to let everything die down across the country first. So
more to come on that in a little bit, but we got some good news about tow shows and travel and things like that again. So
we'll get to absolutely.
That in a little bit as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this episode, guys, is all about, what's next? What's next? Now that it looks like things might be opening back up again, we want to talk about that. We want to find out. We're going to be speaking with a few of our HONK partners to find out how they fared during the pandemic this last year and a half, how their business grew, what lessons they learned, what's next, what's in the future, what the next plans are, what the next steps are. And also we want to thank our providers again for just all the hard work that you do every day out there on the road. And we have a message from someone pretty special just for you, our HONK partners. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, let's take it back to this last year. Dennis, how do you think people did?
Well, we started a podcast in the middle of a pandemic, so there's that.
This is true.
That was pretty cool. It's other than that, it's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy up and down year for everybody. It's been rough on businesses. It's been rough on businesses of all types and all sizes. Everyone has felt the effects of this pandemic. We are finally starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Vaccines are rolling out. I got my shot. I think you got yours too.
Yeah, I did pull the trigger. I was totally gonna wait to be one of the people part of the herd immunity, but I just went ahead. I just got my first shot. I did. So wherever you're at, it looks like after strict lockdowns and of course unforgettable loss, and there's just a lot of people who are eager to resume their lives and travel once again. And I know for me, I'm definitely ready to get back out on the road and travel and see people. I'm a hugger in person, so I'm ready to hug my loved ones again. I'm ready to hug friends again. So I know I said I think it looks like the US is currently on pace to average over about 3 million vaccine shots every single day. So yeah, it looks like the country might be on track to vaccinate almost all adults by 4th of July, which is almost right around the corner. So
Big
I mean, that sounds like
holiday weekends coming up.
Yeah.
We know Memorial Day, 4th of July weekend, Labor Day, the big three summer holidays. We know we always see an increase in road travel around this time of year because people, packing up the kids, going on vacation, things like that. But even more so this year, people are traveling by car and avoiding air travel more than ever. So people are still a little trepid to fly. So we're seeing them back out on the roads again, and we're starting to see things open up again, and we're starting to see people get back out on the road. And what that means for us is frankly, it means more breakdowns. It means more incidents where people have issues with their vehicles, whether it be a tire change or a jump start or a fuel delivery or God forbid, accidents, tows, and things like that. But that is that's the type of world that we do live in. So more travel means more work for us. That means more work for our network. That means hopefully a happier and healthier network as we can help some of these folks come out of these tough times, and hopefully things are getting better for everybody.
Yeah. And, and don't just take our word for it. I mean, from a personal perspective, I haven't driven as much travel wise. I used to fly so much, and I feel more comfortable. I felt more comfortable over this past few months just driving to destinations versus flying. It's easier to do so. It's safer for me anyway. So to do that, and even VRBO put out a report that said 59% of families say that they're more likely to drive instead of fly over the next trip. 61% are more likely to visit an outdoorsy destination. So with that, of course, you can expect, a few breakdowns here and there. So yeah, that sounds like there's going to be a few more jobs out there on the road for people. And, for our industry, obviously that's,
That's a good thing.
It's an increase. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. That's putting more jobs on the road. That's putting more money in people's pockets. Businesses are getting trucks back out there. So I think it's super important to be prepared and aware of that on the horizon. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'll say that even in the past year, not driving to the office anymore, I still put 10,000 miles on my car, just going here, there, and just getting out and going places and getting up in the woods and getting out to the desert and just getting out to these, like you said, outdoorsy kinds of places. It's been a good experience, especially, getting out on the roads and seeing people and seeing things again. It's really cool that things are opening up.
Yeah. And listen, I am not a camper by any means, but I've been invited on a few glamping trips recently.
I can see you glamping.
Yeah, I'll glamp all day. I've always said like, oh, I want to go camping, and then when the time comes for me to actually think about like what's involved, I'm like, I will take the glamp. Let's do that. I don't know if I'm ready for the full camp experience, guys.
Does the Jeep go glamping with you?
Oh, the Jeep will. Oh, yes. Me and the Jeep will glamp together. That is a thing. Thank goodness
you have a roadside plan.
Yes, I have multiple. Okay. I have multiple just in case. I am not going to be out there alone. And I also have you on speed dial, Dennis, just in case. Dennis, help.
You know who else you should have on speed dial is our friend Jason over at Glenpool Wrecker in Oklahoma that we got to speak to the other day. It was a great interview.
Yeah. Absolutely. If I'm ever driving through Oklahoma, I am for sure calling Jason at Glenpool Record. Yeah. He has a solid, foolproof plan to help anybody in that network. And also, just having that conversation with him really helped me understand so much more about tow businesses, and especially the ones who were able to expand their business in the middle of a pandemic. You hear so many unfortunate stories of businesses either not surviving or having to scale back, but he was able to expand his business. And so he just dropped so many really good nuggets, tips, and tricks of like how he survived. So let's take a second and listen to that conversation that we had with him. All right, Jason, thank you so much for joining us, guys. We have Jason here from Glenpool Wrecker LLC. Thank you so much for joining us, Jason. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. And of course, our co-host Dennis is here with us live as well.
Hey, everybody. Jason, thanks for joining us. First things first, we sent some packages out for the holidays to our top partners. Want to make sure you guys got that. I know we sent some stuff over to you, vests and
absolutely did. Office staff jumped on that pretty heavy whenever we got them in. So they're still sitting around the desk.
So, man, when freebies show up, people pounce, right? You got to be first one to get it.
Most definitely.
Awesome. We're glad we were able to send that out to you and be able to show gratitude for all the work that you guys do. Being one of our top providers, it's really important to us that we just let you know how much we appreciate all the work that you do and on a daily basis. So that takes me into, man, you've been with HONK for how long now?
We're actually in our third year now. So we started from the very beginning.
Oh, man. So you've been in business for 3 years and you've been with HONK for 3 years then?
Yes. Since day one.
Nice.
Man, that's amazing.
Down since day one.
I'm like, So who did you hear about first? Did you hear about HONK first, or did you decide to hop into the industry first? Which one was it?
Well, I actually got into the industry on accident. I do body shop and collision world and ended up getting into the wrecker service just to do our private stuff. HONK became giving us calls, calling into us, seeing if we can run these calls, if we can do the tows. We went from one truck and grown a bunch, mostly because of HONK.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
They initiated it and decided to go for the partnership side of it, and it's turned out to be great.
Man, that's like innovative, because you started with, one business, and then you were able to expand your own, personal business into a completely separate entity. So I guess my question would be, so you guys had the truck. What were you using the truck for initially?
Glenpool Wrecker actually existed. Just one truck doing police calls, local small calls. Ended up buying it just to do our own private towing for the body shop through the business. We're talking 2, maybe 3 calls a week that we would tow our personal stuff with. So obviously in Oklahoma, you have to have the same regulations, same everything as everybody else does. So I structured the company, opened up the towing business, and just began towing our own stuff. From there, we started getting the phone calls, getting dispatched out, and one truck 2 or 3 hours a day turned into 6 or 7 trucks and running 24/7 in a matter of 3 years. And it just doesn't ever slow down. So it's been a unique transformation.
Yeah.
You hear stories like that a lot in this industry, and even going back to the early days, a lot of this industry started out as folks needing a tow truck to assist another business, a repair shop, body shop, a gas station, and then these things have turned into full-fledged businesses. It's really the history of the industry. It's not a new story, but it keeps coming.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, and that's where I started it out at.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting because you said you've been in for 3 years now, and I mean, I know we like to skip over the entire 2020, right? So yeah. I'm like, man, you were able to do all of this in the middle, technically at the beginning, and then through the middle of a pandemic. So how did you grow your business through all of that? What were some things that you did to really safeguard what you were beginning to build, and then even continue to grow through the middle of that?
Pre-pandemic, it wasn't a big deal. Pandemic hit, you had to focus a lot more on family. So working around schedules, hiring more people, kids, school events, all types of fun stuff that I didn't think we were ever going to get past. So finally we got the right setup, right personnel, kids running around the dispatch office that wasn't normally allowed. So there's a whole bunch of little things that we're having.
Young.
Yeah. Pretty much what it came down to. Yeah, we've got photos of, my son, he was 8 at that point, outside loading up cars with me and towing some vehicles and everything, learning because he wasn't going to school. So, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, but it's definitely brought the team a lot closer for everybody.
Has technology played a huge part in any of that?
Oh, huge. Absolutely huge. All of our trucks are all GPS monitored. GPS, video, the whole 9 yards. Our drivers are monitored 24/7. We use several other programs besides HONK, but HONK has given us a huge platform and one up whenever it first started. As like I said, I wasn't going in for the whole situation, but once I find one platform, I go for another platform, and it's worked out very, very beneficial. But technology is probably 90% of our growth of why we've grown so much, because we're so technology based.
So did you have that view from the beginning of the inception of your business, or was it something that you grew into?
No. First business we opened up, I made that mistake of not setting up the systems first. So this one came around, I set the systems up, made it grow. If the systems are there, I can grow the system on top of it. So now that I've had the system set up, we now have day shift, night shift, weekends, all types of stuff. And it wasn't a big problem to grow. It was just simply adding the personnel for it and buying new equipment. But technology-based wasn't an issue.
So what is it about working with HONK that makes it easy for you? What do you guys enjoy about it?
About everything. Honestly, big part of our growth the first 2 years was definitely because of HONK. I couldn't have done it without them because of the growth pattern, the freebie side of being able to expand and grow. Also, the constant evolution that HONK does. A lot of other providers I know and we have professional relationships with will come in and complain about it. The Honks changed something else or Honks updated something. Well, it's because they're listening to us. We want a system that works. We want to grow. We want to continue make things better. Now, we complain about something, Honk changes it. They're going to update it. Does it work? No. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it stays. Sometimes it goes away, which has been honestly how we all run business. You can't just know the 100% answer. But if you stick together, it's going to be one heck of a program. It's going to grow exponentially.
Yeah, we always try to listen to our network and
Mm-hmm.
do what we can to, help folks get along and give them stuff that works for them. We want to make it easy. We know we're not the only player out here, but we want to make it easy for you to do business with us so that you enjoy taking more work.
What I've noticed though is Honk is one of the few that actually listen to us out here. So if we have a problem, we can actually voice a concern, and in several weeks, if not a month later, we see a new update. Something else has changed. Something else is being asked about us or asked from us, and some things are taken away, which just makes the system work that much better. So that's what I'm really appreciative about, is that we actually have a say in it and an option of how to change things.
Yeah. I'm glad that you highlighted that. I think it's so important to not only connect with, the partners that you work with, but I think in any business, you have to test something to see what works and pivot when it doesn't and continue to build and grow. So I'm grateful that we get to grow with the partners that we work with your businesses. And yeah, like you said, we got to work together to grow. So, yeah, that's so cool. So what would you say are like the top 3 things that you've learned so far over the past 3 years, just being in the tow industry?
You don't ever sleep, for one. You don't sleep. The towing business is 24/7. Personnel, there are some wonderful people in the tow world, and as long as you target towards them, you hire the right people, you grow together, you're gonna have a heck of a team. Some of my guys have been here since day one. They're going to continue growing. We hire new people; they don't leave, so we don't have that revolving door around here. A lot of places do. Really, it's a rewarding career, and whenever it really comes down to it, we actually get to show up, and people are needing us. They're calling us for help. I can send drivers out. They're appreciative of it, and they enjoy it, every bit of it. So it's a very rewarding career.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice. Yeah. That being said, do you guys have any plans for your business this year? You have any anything you're looking forward to?
Mm-hmm.
I opened up a second location at the end of 2020, and we're currently expanding into another market as well. So we're going to be popping up on your screen again, a little ways away at another big city. So that's very close and down the road. But hopefully we get the fleet doubled in size in the next 2 years and break into the heavies. So lots of big plans, lots of different things we can do.
Yeah, congratulations. That's huge.
It is. I didn't expect the record service to grow this fast and be this easy to grow, but you get good partners and it's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Technology is absolutely the future. So you're using it properly and you're making some headway. So, and you're obviously you've figured it out for your business. So we're excited to see what it looks like. If you could offer advice to other towing professionals, what would you say?
It's all about professionalism. There's so many people that don't have the professional. If you go in, be clean, do the best you possibly can, you're going to succeed in this field. It is amazingly easy if you do the right moves and you treat people right.
Great advice.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have got any better advice from Jason. Glenpool right now. Well, Jason, where can, if there, we have listeners all over the space, from, and like Dennis likes to say, international listeners. So, where, if they're anywhere near you, where can they find you? If they're looking for you online, what are your socials? Why don't you go ahead and let us know where our audience can locate you if they want to know more about Glenpool Wrecker?
Well, physically, 18586 South Highway 75 in Mounds. Facebook is Glenpool Wrecker. We have Glenpool Wrecker Maine and Glenpool Wrecker Henrietta. and then the new ones that'll be coming up here soon. Phone numbers, email, you have dispatch at glenpoolautobody.com, and phone number is 918-827-4233. And that's actually 24/7. You get live in-house dispatcher from us.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Partner Video Series. So grateful to have you on, and thank you again for all the work you do as a HONK partner. And definitely be safe out there, and we will catch up with you soon.
Sounds great.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you at a tow show soon too.
Yes.
Most definitely.
I love that conversation. Jason is such an awesome guy. What a great business plan. He's such a smart guy, great head and shoulders. And to be able to expand your business in the middle of a pandemic, like how awesome is that?
Yeah, these businesses that have really been able to improvise and overcome these obstacles that face them, they're stronger for it, and they're coming out of this pandemic stronger for it. And a lot of them have some great plans. Jason's one of them. Got some great plans to move forward. And
that pivot move by bringing your son in the truck too, and you're trying to, I'm thinking about all these people that have to have their kids at home when they're working, and now all the tow providers who might have to bring their kids in the truck with them. And I'm like, man, the levels of things that you guys had to, operators have to deal with on top of that. So I'm like, wow. But it's so cool. And what I love specifically is how he was able to build his business, but he talked about the technology that he used to expand his business, and that was how he was able to thrive. And I love it. I love it.
Yeah, being able to adapt to changes, being able to overcome these obstacles, being able to improvise creative solutions and use technology to advance your business is the way to be successful in 2021 and beyond. You need to understand how your customers want to communicate with you, how to communicate with them, and we're all in this together, and we're all trying to push forward.
We're looking forward to, of course, we talked about this earlier. We're looking forward to the new summer jobs, and we're looking forward to all the increase of jobs this summer. And just like Jason was able to build his business and expand with technology and using the HONK app, just a message to not even just our partners out there, but and we're going to leave a link here in the bio, but if you are or aren't a partner, make sure you download the HONK app. That is what we're here for, is to help you. Like we were able to help Jason, his business, expand during a time when, hey, you might want to pick up a few jobs. You're looking for some extra weekend cash. That's what the HONK app is for, is to help you add on some additional revenue. Make sure you download the app on every one of your operators' phones and have your operators on duty. That lets us know where you are. When there's a breakdown, we'll see that your truck is nearby, and that's how we operate.
One of the questions my team gets more often than anything else from our network of providers is, how do I get more jobs? We published a great video. We'll share the link to that. You can find that on our social media feeds as well, but we'll post some links to that here too. You have to have the app if you want more work.
Yeah.
Our app is our first line of defense. We use that to locate your drivers, and we try and locate the closest drivers to the breakdown to try and assist customers as quickly as possible. Nobody wants to be stuck on the side of the road, so we want to get you there as quick as possible, and we don't want you to have to travel far. We don't want you crossing all over the place when there's people that are right near you that need help. So check out our video. Explains a little bit better of how our systems work and how we look for service providers, and download the app. Make sure you have your apps connected to your Join HONK account, and make sure your operators are set up and ready to go and ready to start accepting jobs, because it's going to be a hot summer.
And not only just that, something that you mentioned was that people are asking about, how do they get more jobs? I'm sure that they're asking for more jobs because you want to increase your revenue. Well, if you're missing out on those jobs, hey, there goes your missed out on revenue. So make sure you pick those up, man. It's as simple as going on duty.
We actually did another interview recently with our friends over at Bassam Towing, our friends Bassam and his manager Shirley. We had a great conversation with them about the future of towing and about the future of their business. They are, let you in on a little secret, a little ahead of time. They're getting like us. They're getting international.
Yes. Like, I love it. They're getting like us on our level.
Not HONK International. Dennis and Yvonne International.
Dennis and Yvonne International. We had such a great time talking talking with them as well. One of the things I appreciate so much about the crew at Bassam Towing was their genuine ideas about what it takes to create a level of professionalism within this industry, and the reasons they shared with us, some reasons as to why they've been able to expand internationally, why they've been able to expand their business, why it's thriving. And it has to do with 3 components of professionalism that they shared. And I think it's so great. And so we definitely want to give them opportunity to share that with you guys, especially heading into coming up what's next, because we want to know what their plan is for the future now that we're coming out of this pandemic. And we want to hear from them. So let's hop into that conversation and listen to what they had to share with you guys. We invited you on because obviously you're one of our top providers here. And I love that. Is that a honk? Is that a, was that a
Yes.
Yeah. That's a job from HONK.
That's Jeff from HONK.
See, we're keeping you busy.
No, exactly.
Yes. HONK always busy.
Yeah. So tell us, I mean, we want to know, obviously your business is successful. How did you get started in the towing industry in the first place?
Okay, so let me tell you how I started. I started the towing company. That was 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work on the cars, and I used to buy and sell cars before I started towing. And then I started having a problem with my guy, that transporter guy, like he helped me out to tow my cars. So I decided to buy a tow truck. So I pick up my cars just to take them from the mechanic to the body shop, so I can fix all the cars and then try to get them back to the dealer and sell them. And then after that, that business went down, since that's the lease of the cars start getting cheap. And then I started making more money when people, they call me, say, hey, can you bring my cars? Can you bring my cars? So I decided to bring my brother with me to help me out. And then we bought another truck, and we started, we start doing towing. Just like now, we're not doing insurance, only like auctions and friends and a lot of our friend mechanic. And then after that, start grown up. And then we just leave the business, the dealer business. We're not doing car sale anymore. And then that's how we grow up. I started with HONK, I think it's 2015 or 16.
15, I believe, yeah.
Yes, I started 2015 with HONK. Doing that thing. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, that's 6 years. You were the second partner at HONK, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It is. Yeah. It's been a long time. Yes, with HONK.
So in business, 7 going on 8 years, sounds like. What are the top 3 things you've learned about the towing industry so far?
Okay, so the top 3 things we learned.
Let me answer one of these. The first, for me, because I started later, with Bassam Towing, I was in a different thing. So at the beginning in my old job, I didn't contact with people a lot. But in this job, it's I'm the dispatcher. I talk to the insurance people with HONK. So, it wasn't new for me to deal with the bad moods of the customers sometimes. I mean, not all the customers are always happy. Some of them, they're in the street for a while, or some have an accident, So people, they react differently. You see some people, they're in a good mood no matter what. But the problem is with the people, they have a bad mood, and they come to you and they sometimes with naughties, and they start cursing, or they're just yelling, or they're being angry, I mean, they're people after all, we're people. So when they start doing that, for me, or for Bassam, I mean, that was at the beginning kind of hard. And then we learned how to deal with people, how to make them, feel good, calm them down, okay, we're going to take care of you. Sometimes we voice all of that angerness and take it to a good way. And they always, most of the time, we started to know how to deal with people in this kind of situation. That's for me, and for Bassam, I think it's growing more and more every time we're dealing with more customers. So that's one of the things, we know now how to deal with people no matter what mood they are in.
Yes, we're professional
with that. We're taking all the angerness on ourselves, and that's kind of calm them down, Especially that's one of the things.
We teach the drivers too, we give water to the customer. We hand them water, so just to, just to make everything is And
Yeah,
second thing, of course, we become like professional. Like it's when you do like accident, all this kind of stuff. Like we can tow the vehicles where any position on the street. It's gonna take us a minute just to get it out of the freeway. Like after like all this experience every day, like we're doing each one of our drivers minimum he's doing like 15 jobs.
Yeah.
So like at least they can start doing like they become professionals, to get the vehicle. So that's one of the experience, just to deal with the vehicles on the street,
Mhm.
Who's
Yeah.
the third one?
And of course, we're not gonna forget, like every situation, we learn how to what kind of trucks we need.
Yes.
So always we upgraded our trucks.
Yeah, actually, this is number one. Like with the motor clubs, like especially like with HONK, we learn how to we don't use old trucks. It's all new trucks. Because we cannot depend on especially like when you're hitting to go do a service for a customer. You cannot drive an old truck, not because it's old truck, because you could have broke down. You could do these trucks has a lot of problems. So what we learn on this industry, we always have new trucks on the fleet. So like every 2 or 3 years, we change our trucks to newer ones. So
sure.
Yeah,
Appearances are important.
Yeah, like you offer quality excellence in everything that you do, from customer service to your professionalism to your equipment and the trucks that you use. It sounds like it's a huge, at least, hugely to the experience for everyone involved, from, your partners to your customers. So that makes a lot of sense as to why you guys are successful. From a customer perspective, if you come in with anytime I've had service and someone comes up with a new truck, I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, you feel comfortable. Yes.
And it's not about only new truck, has to be clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
The truck has to be clean. Like you cannot show up on a truck all dirt, or even if it's new. If you leave it for a week, it's gonna be dirty. It has to be washed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's really important to understand, like Shelli said, that these are people who are having a bad day. This is not a great day when they break down. Nobody plans to break down. So to be able to handle that and turn that around and create a positive experience out of that is always beneficial to all parties involved.
Yeah.
And all the customer. Yes, good.
Yeah, Bassam, you said you've been in the industry for over 14 years. You've been with HONK for about 6 years now. How has technology changed since you've been in the industry for so long? Have you seen a huge, obviously I've seen it since I've been in, but have you seen a huge difference in the technology and equipment and trucks since you've been in?
Yes, of course. The technology on this business has grown up year after year after year. Like with the trucks, same thing. So there is always new stuff coming in. It's like on the trucks, on the equipment, and we are always on top. Anything new, anything upgrade, right away we'll get it. Just in case, we'll see how does that work. So we change all the trucks to this mode.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about using technology in your business?
For me, the phone. It made our life a lot easier. Let me tell you this. Before, so like the iPhone for me, like it's always like keeping me updated with everything. So like let's say we're trying to add a service to the job, like let's say it's a tow, we're adding a jump start, we're adding lockout, we're adding a winch, whatever. So when a driver is on scene, you guys are in your offices, I'm in my office. I'm trying to connect all of us together. The iPhones, the laptop, like let's say the Yahoo, or the app, which like HONK Request. All of these things, when you put them all together, they make a huge success to get like everything on top. So whatever we're trying, before we used to call, we used to send them by email. So what we started doing, we started taking videos. After that, we noticing that you guys added a couple of things to the HONK app, which one of them is like, adding services, kind of with a video and all of that. So this is one important thing. I think it got like upgraded in HONK by adding all these technology and adding all these updated, because now you can put any live job to everyone can see, like from the dispatch, from HONK, and of course to the driver. So that's one of the things that the cameras on the iPhones or like on any kind of phone, and kind of like we can upload it on the HONK Request right away, and then that making our life easier and your life easier. and it's always someone has to review it. So I think that's one of the things that we really loved, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love to hear that because, Shelli, I know, like you said, you're in the office every day, probably dealing with a million things
Exactly.
at a time.
Yeah.
Personalities at a time. So kudos to you, first of all. You do not have an easy job.
Thank you.
I love that. So what plans do you guys have for your business this year?
Okay, we already started the plan for this year. So we start doing like interstate transportation, and we upgrade all our trucks with the MC number. We added our MC number. Like we have the CA number, we have the motor carrier permit, and now we have the MC number. We add the apportion plate, and we add the AFTA to all of our trucks. So like, because sometimes we're getting vehicles getting towed to, let's say, to Arizona, to Las Vegas. A lot of tow companies, they accept it, but no one legally can do it. You want to be legally, you can do it. You're going to have an MC number extra on top of whatever you have, all these permits you have. You have to have the MC number and the apportion plate and the AFTA. So now I have them all. I'm just waiting for the AFTA, and then we're going to be able to take all these vehicles. Like, when we have a tow, let's say in California going to Arizona, it's pretty close, and we have to cross. To cross the legally, that's the way. So that's what we did now. And we did a crossing to TJ, which is that's to Mexico. Because that's, you need another special permit, and now we have an office in Mexico. We did an office in Mexico, in Tijuana. And yes, we did. Yes, and all the trucks that we have the twig carts for them, so they can go to they can go inside the port. Like, when there's a call on the base, we don't have to get escort or waiting for the customer to come to the door and take us inside. No, we can go to the customer inside the base, on the Marine base or the naval base.
So interstate and international expansion this year, huh?
Exactly.
Pretty bold.
And international.
Awesome.
Yes,
and international.
Let's hope for the best for this year. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if you could offer advice to other towing professionals, maybe folks just getting started in this business, or maybe folks that have been in business for a little while and are looking to grow and expand, and maybe they're thinking about going interstate, or maybe they're thinking about going international, what kind of advice would you offer them?
Be honest in your job.
Yeah, just be honest.
Number one.
Yes, and don't go with HONK. Like, leave the job for us. We can bring more trucks. Yeah, really. Thank you.
So the honesty here, I think, like, it's number one. Made us like go all this, and there's this like kind of like a trust between Bassam Towing and HONK.
Yes.
So always like we trust you guys.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I agree with you 1,000%. That honesty is so key, especially in this business.
Thank you guys for all you do. We love having you as a partner, and thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking a few minutes.
Thank you guys for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We love having you on, and one of our top HONK partners here, Bassam Auto Towing. Tell the audience where they can find you, and go ahead and share any of your socials. So if any of our listening audience members are customers, they can also locate you if they need assistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to everyone who's listening, if you guys need help, you can always call. Our main phone number, which is 619-715-9662. And if you guys need to see our work, you can, Google us on Bassam Auto Towing, or you can go to Facebook to Bassam Auto Towing. You'll see a lot. We do, like we said, we do all the jobs. We do all the cars. We do all motorcycles, any big cars, small cars, anything, you name it, So we're always here to help. If you guys just Google us or go to Facebook or call to this phone number.
Our friends over at Bassam Towing, shout out to them. They're always there in the clutch when we need them.
Yeah. And I love them. And I love that they shared that. So, again, their tips on professionalism and honesty, and just, they've been with us, like they said, since the beginning of HONK. And it's been great to partner with them and watch them grow their business, and to see all that's on the horizon for them in the future. So we want to hear more from you. We want to know what's on the future for you as a listener, as a partner. We want to know what your plans are for the summer. We want to know what your plans are now that things are coming to a close for the pandemic. Hopefully we're keeping our fingers crossed, prayers up. But yeah, reach out to us. Let us know if you're a partner. We want to share more of your stories.
Yeah. We want to hear from you guys. We want to see you guys. That's another big thing. Let us know what tow shows you're attending. We're starting to plan our road schedule now that things are starting to open back up. So we want to know where you're going to be, so we know where we should be, so we can shake those hands and have a couple drinks with you, that you can do all that fun stuff that happens at tow shows, and let's talk and let's get out there and do face-to-faces and see each other again.
Yeah, man, let's party. No, I'm just playing. But no, seriously, I'm really looking forward to seeing so many of you in person, and shaking hands, like Dennis said, shaking hands and really
at least fist bumping.
Thank you.
I know. Are we shaking hands yet? I don't know what the rules are anymore.
Fist
we'll have to
bumping,
double check.
elbowing. Maybe we'll do some secret dapping moves.
We'll do those like ankle shakes like they
do. Like the '90s ankle shaking. Yeah,
like they do in the NBA now. They do the little high kick stuff. Or the home run celebrations in the MLB, stuff like that,
We might have to practice some of those, but
okay.
I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm down. But no, I'm really looking forward to saying thank you in person. Saying thank you to a camera is really different than being able to say thank you in person. But from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of HONK's heart, Dennis's heart, you guys have been an amazing support to our community, the nation as a whole. The rest of us, I can't say it enough. I don't think the rest of society really understands what you as tow operators bring to the table, and how our society would really fall apart without you. There's so many pieces that would be missing without you. And so I just want to stand in that gap right now and say thank you for all that you do. And I'm looking forward to saying that in person to so many of you. So hopefully, let us know. We go live every first and third Wednesday as of right now. Or is it second and fourth Wednesday? I don't know. It will be.
You have to follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, and you will see us go live when we decide to go live. It's usually every other Wednesday night.
Yes, usually every other. I was like, I don't know if it's second or there will be a post about it, so you will know. We will make sure we get that out to you. But it's at facebook.com/honk4help. So follow us there. Hop on a Wednesday night. Ask us your questions. We're happy to answer any of those questions for you. We'll be bringing you news and, of course, industry talk with a few people. But before we hop off on here, we definitely wanted to make sure that you heard from someone who also had a very special message for you. It's a special message from a special person. And
ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
A very special message from NASCAR's own, the number 21 Menards Ford driver, Matt DiBenedetto, has a message for our HONK Partner Network. Stand by.
Drum roll, please.
Hey, it's Matt DiBenedetto, driver of the 21 car for the Wood Brothers, and hello to our HONK Partner Network. HONK's tow truck operators are real heroes, and HONK appreciates everything they do to assist customers on the side of the road.
Well, that's today's show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Get Hooked. Of course, we love it when you follow us. So make sure you hop on and like and subscribe. That way you do not miss an episode when we do drop it. Follow us on our socials. Again, that's facebook.com/honk4help, as well as on Instagram at honk4help. And tune in next month for our next episode and for those HONK live episodes on Facebook. All right, guys, we'll catch you later.
We're looking forward to it. See you soon.
On Get Hooked.